Welcome to a Fortify experience where in the next 10 minutes or so, I will be sharing with you a pass through a simple process that's personalized for you to help you quickly decrease the negative effects of feeling unfulfilled. Because the better you feel about who you are, the more you can create more satisfying relationships, a healthy self-esteem, and a greater self-image that can carry you into a more positive, productive, and fulfilling path forward. So here's the problem. If you can't be or feel fulfilled, then doom and gloom can permeate your whole entire being without you even realizing it. Another thing is that you may only be able to see life as a series of disappointments. And it can also make you go nuts, questioning your existence or your purpose in life. Now, during this process, you will be filling in 7 blanks from A through G, so have a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen handy so you can write down your answers. And if at any point during the video you need extra time to complete the statements, feel free to pause the video. If at first you have trouble thinking of your own specific examples, feel free to use the examples in this video as your own because it'll still work. So let's begin the process. The first step is to fill in the blanks for the thing that bothers me the most about A, feeling unfulfilled, is B. Now write down feeling unfulfilled for your A, and then write down why it specifically bothers you. For example, it could be, nothing excites me. Or another thing could be, I don't feel successful. Or maybe, I'm angry at myself for not being proactive. So whatever your personal B is, fill in B for the thing that bothers me the most about A is B. Now the next step is, the reason this bothers me is because it makes me feel C. Now C is your uncensored, real, underlying feeling. So examples could be, I'm feeling bored, or let down, or maybe even like I'm cheating myself. Again, this is your personal feeling. So now fill in your C for the reason it bothers me is because it makes me feel C. So now here comes step 3. This is the key to the ingenuity and the effectiveness of the Fortify process. Here is where we're going to uncover the specific positive aspect within you that is unintentionally being ignored, dismissed, dishonored, or forgotten in this situation. This positive aspect is something that you love, value, or respect about yourself, and you know to be true about yourself. And it's what's missing when you're feeling C. So the statement is, the fact that I feel C demonstrates that the positive thing I love, value, or respect about myself is D, where D is some aspect of yourself that's not being used or honored in this situation. So an example could be, I'm a good tennis player, or I have overcome many obstacles, or even, I know when to make decisions. So once again, the statement is, the fact that I feel C demonstrates that the positive thing I love, value, or respect about myself is D. Now in step 4, it's time to fortify D in your mind-body system. And this is easy because you simply remember a time in your life when you were activating and using D, that positive aspect you discovered in step 3. These are memories that remind you you have been able to trigger that positive aspect D naturally and automatically in other situations in your past. So the statement is, I know D because E. So now search your memory and find any pattern or circumstance in any area of your life that confirms the fact that you possess that positive attribute D. And at this point there could be many examples, but sometimes the simplest ones can be the best. Examples could be, I win tennis matches, or I strive to improve myself, or maybe there's a limit to my frustrations. The statement again is, I know D because E. Now in step 5, it's time for you to think of a specific time when you experienced that positive value in the past. The statement is, a specific time when I really felt the strength and power of E was F. So again, examples could be, when I took 3rd place in a regional tournament, when I overcame my fear of flying, or when I decided to stop smoking. Statement again is, a specific time when I really felt the strength and power of E was F. This is your personal F. So now we go into step 6. Now remember back to that time F and re-experience that whole event and what it felt like. And really feel how good or strong it made you feel. And feel the inner strength from that experience that makes you feel inspired, empowered, or really good about yourself. Now make that feeling really strong and then double it. And keep getting it stronger until you can triple it and feel that feeling vibrating through your entire body. And as you do this now, think and identify in a word or two what is the underlying real strength there. The statement is the underlying real strength that made F so powerful for me was G. And again, our examples could be drive, or denying fear, or maybe refusal to give up. So whatever your underlying feeling is there, fill in your G. And now we'll go into step 7, which is the copy process. This is where you're going to copy or embed that real strength G from another time in your life into that bother that you started out with. Now, focus on that powerful real strength feeling G in your body and hold on to it and make it really strong. And then double it and triple it until you can feel that G vibrating through your entire body. And then imagine taking some of that powerful energy G and putting it into a bowl in one of your hands. It doesn't matter which hand. And while still holding on to that real strength G in your body, feel that energy in your hand just pulsating with that real positive energy. And so as you hold that ball of positive, powerful energy in your hand, in the one hand, remember that old feeling C and what that felt like? Put a ball of that energy into the other hand. And now we're going to experience a powerful neurolinguistic programming technique. And it's extremely effective. We're going to use that ball of positive energy G that's in your one hand as a solvent that will completely dissolve that negative energy C. So as you bring your hands together and the balls of energy together, start noticing how the positive energy can literally dissolve the negative energy, and keep mixing that solvent of positive energy in with the negative energy until all of the C energy is totally and completely dissolved and eradicated, and all you can feel is the positive energy of G. And if at this point you need to pause the video, go ahead and do so. So now let's see how you did. Start a new list and write down your original A, using the same A that you used before, feeling unfulfilled, and complete the following statement. The thing that bothers me the most about feeling unfulfilled is B. Now write down your new B. Now you may be surprised that your new B is different from your original B. And this is fantastic because when this happens, it proves that your previously hidden inner strength has been both activated and installed into that negative issue that you started out with. Otherwise, your B would have been the same as it was before. This is the uniqueness of the Fortify process. It proves that your state of mind has progressed because it validates that you have transformed and shifted yourself into a different and perhaps more powerful state of mind, or a more peaceful state of being. And these are benefits that you cannot get from any other technique. So at this point, if you have not yet been able to answer nothing for B, then it means that you can simply come back and do more passes through the Fortify process so you can find and stack additional positive inner strengths into that negative situation. And each time you come back, you will be using the newer B until you can find that you're answering nothing for B, or until you're satisfied with the progress that you've already made. Now, depending on the complexity of the issue, I have gone through numbers of passes through the Fortify process before I could finally answer nothing for B. But that's when I'm able to really feel relieved, because when I just don't feel the same grip or sting of the original negative situation, not only can I see myself feeling more in control and more self-confident, but I can also recognize options and inner strengths that I never realized that I had before. And when you don't feel the same anymore, imagine how different things can be when similar situations come up in the future. Can you imagine how good you can feel having overcome situations in which you felt unfulfilled in the past? You might wind up being much more surprised than you can even imagine. Not only that, but by activating and embedding those previously hidden positive inner strengths, you have also boosted your self-esteem and your self-image for that situation. And these are things that cannot be taken away from you now that your real strengths have been brought into your conscious awareness. And don't be surprised if you find yourself exhibiting those real strengths in other areas of your life too, because now you're consciously aware that you have those real strengths. And that means that you will now be able to use them to your advantage. For me, it's always fun and eye-opening to do the Fortify process because it makes me feel good to find and activate inner strengths that I forgot that I had. I hope you have surprising and rewarding insights about yourself like I have had. So now you know that Fortify's effectiveness comes from being able to shift the emphasis from a troubled or negative focus to times when you came from a positive place, when you recognized, generated, and expressed your true worth and value. So as we thank you for joining us, we suggest that you look at the other issues that we cover in our YouTube videos to see what might apply to your other life situations. And please tell your friends and family about these videos because you never know who they can help. And they're all free with no strings attached. We'd also love to hear about your Fortify experiences, so send your comments to thefortifyexperience@gmail.com. And also check out our Facebook page and the Fortify Kindle book on Amazon.com by clicking on the links below. And please subscribe to our channel so that we can keep you informed of our new information and videos. Thank you so much for joining us. See you next time.